On the debate at 10, presented by Reliance Jio, powered by RP Sanjeev Goenka Group, Ravin and Kentaro, in style partner Raymond.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is day 14 of the lockdown, and there are two examples that India should be looking at. Firstly, it is that of Yogi Adityanath, Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh, who has really cracked the whip on violators. He's wielded a big stick to those who posed a grave threat to public health by adopting tough legal measures. And the second example is that of Bhilwara, a district that was once a COVID hotspot. 2 weeks back, everybody was concerned about Bhilwara. Now, it has not reported a single case in the last 5 days. We have to look at what's correct and what's happening in the right direction, both broadly in UP and in Bhilwara, because as the COVID count inches closer to 5,000, here is why other states and other parts of India should seriously consider this ruthless approach, and then we debate.
India has recorded over 4,789 coronavirus cases in the last 68 days. Ever since the first case was reported on the 30th of January in Kerala, 124 people have lost the battle to the virus and 353 people have recovered. The government's #1 priority now is testing. With over 200 labs in the country, India is now testing over 20,000 samples. Over 1 lakh samples have been tested already.
जो हमने एक लैब से काम शुरू किया, आज देश में 200 से ऊपर लैब जो है सरकारी और प्राइवेट सेक्टर की हमारे इस टेस्टिंग के नेटवर्क के अंदर आ गई हैं। देश के अंदर सभी जगह पे टेस्टिंग के लिए लेबॉर्ट्रीज़ खुल गई हैं और इसके साथ साथ अभी जो हमारी डेली जो है 20,000 के करीब टेस्ट करने की कैपेसिटी जो है वो डेवलप हो गई है।
We've completed 2 weeks in the lockdown period. States that have taken tough measures have seen results. One such state is the state of Uttar Pradesh. As of today, UP has over 300 COVID positive cases, out of which 21 people have recovered and 3 people have lost their lives. Yogi Adityanath's approach has been uncompromising since day one, from cracking the whip on callous officials
बकवास करके आप लोगों ने माहौल खराब किया है यहाँ पे। जिम्मेदारियों का निर्वहन करने की बजाय एक दूसरे के ऊपर वो डालना, और 2 महीने पहले अलर्ट जारी किया था हम लोगों ने यहाँ पे, पूरे प्रदेश के लिए जारी किया था,
to threatening lockdown violators with the National Security Act, and even warning the hiding Tablighi members. 53% of the cases in the state are because of Markaz attendees.
ये संख्या 314 तक अचानक पिछले 4 दिनों के अंदर ज़्यादा बढ़ी है। इसमें 168 तो केवल तबलीगी जमात से जुड़े हुए हैं।
Another state that has led by example is Rajasthan with its very successful Bhilwara model. With its ruthless containment strategy, Bhilwara, which reported 26 cases between the 18th of March and 30th of March, hasn't seen a single case in the last 5 days.
भीलवाड़ा मॉडल जो हमारा सक्सेसफुल मॉडल रहा है अभी, जिस पे पूरे देश में जिसकी चर्चा हो रही है, उसी मॉडल पे हम रामगंज में और जयपुर में या जोधपुर, जहाँ सेकंड हाईएस्ट है, 30 लोग हैं वहाँ। भीलवाड़ा में तो अभी 1 बढ़ा है सिर्फ।
Tough action is working. If required, are states ready for ruthless measures to flatten the curve? Let's debate.
Tough action, does it work? I think it's the only thing which will work right now. What do you think? Let me start with you from Chennai, Muralidharan, what do you think? You're a journalist and activist from Chennai. Abhijit Iyer Mitra, welcome. Rajiv Pratap Rudy, welcome. Shantanu Gupta, Dr. Subramaniam Swaminathan, Tanveer Ahmed, Sarvesh Tiwari, Tausif Ahmed Khan and Manasvi Thapar. I want to start with the view from Chennai, because Chennai is really, the situation is causing great concern to all of us. And about 92% plus of the cases in Chennai are all from the Tablighi Jamaat Markaz. We saw the government almost pleading and requesting. I think pleading and requesting doesn't help. You have to go for the UP approach. Wield a big stick, threaten if required, and immediately implement things. I think Yogi's decision to implement the National Security Act against violators is fantastic. What do you think? What do people in Chennai think, Muralidharan?
People think the same, Arnab, exactly what Mr. Aditya wants. But unfortunately, the Dravidian politics is not so. They always played this minority appeasement card wherever it's possible. So it's unfortunate they're not using the stick, but the state has done extremely well. They have a fantastic IAS officer. My name is Bila, I think Rajesh, and she is doing a fantastic job and on the update as well as the preparedness. For example, you could reach out to any of the health centers within no time, and they will come and quarantine you. And unfortunate thing is the spitting and all kind of nonsense with these tablighis are doing and resisting. Some of them are still hiding, etc. So that's a sad part. Other than that, I think the state has done extremely well.
I give you two examples. I give you two examples here, and Tanveer and Mr. Rudy can come into the discussion. On 3rd April. UP Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath, Rajiv Pratap Rudy, slapped the National Security Act, nothing less, on 6 Tablighi Jamaat attendees, and he said these are enemies of humanity. Following which, the moment he did this, you know what happened, Mr. Rudy? 168 Tablighi attendees quickly who were hiding came forward. And the spike in cases has been arrested at 308 today. Now, a contrary situation is Tamil Nadu, where Tamil Nadu, the Chief Minister is pleading to the Tablighis, please be good citizens. Please voluntarily come forward. Mr. Palaniswamy says, voluntarily come forward. Please understand. I request you. This will affect you. This will affect your families. This will affect society. They couldn't care less. This is the reality. But the moment Yogi put the National Security Act in UP, 168 lined up the next day. Mr. Rudy, the hashtag is tough action works. I want your views. This contrast must be discussed, actually. Let Mr. Rudy go first, and then maybe you want to respond after that.
Arnab, thank you very much. Every state, the administrator has its own view, and he can see the seriousness, and it is his perception and it is his decision, and he is held answerable at the end of the day. If Mr. Yogi thought that this is the way, he has done it, and the response was there. Tamil Nadu government may at a given point of time realize that the situation is becoming explosive, and if this is a proven case where these people have come out, they may. The other states have suggested we'll put you on culpable homicide. Some state had said that we'll put you on attempt of murder. So it is because appeal was made in Delhi, and you can see what has been happening in Delhi, and it really did not work. Even those who were hospitalized were belligerent enough to challenge all those people who were treating them. So the question was, the very good word has been used here in Bhilwara, ruthless containment, and I think the requirement is ruthless containment is the key word today. So administrator has to take a decision. Administrators at different places have different viewpoints, but end of the day, all have to do a ruthless containment, which is the key.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. Tanveer, you wanted to come in on that. Let me present another contrast before I come to you, and we need to talk about this phrase. And by the way, I am going to discuss the Bhilwara model, Mr. Rudy, in greater detail, because we have to look at what was done in Bhilwara, which really worked. Now, I'll give you another contrast, Tanveer. Himachal Pradesh, 52 people, Tablighi attendees come forward because, why? Why, Shantanu? Because the DGP of Himachal Pradesh says there will be action for attempt to murder. He says, if you don't come up, I'm going to book you under attempt to murder. Quietly, in a disciplined way, 52 came out the next day. As of today in Himachal, Shantanu and Tanveer are on the debate. 421 Tablighis have been traced. In West Bengal, for some strange reason, Mamata Banerjee says, I am not a communal state. I don't know where the religious angle came here. Where is the communal angle in this? In West Bengal, there is no strict action. And the state's tally has increased to 91 from 34, and God knows how many tabligis are missing because many came from West Bengal. The question is this, and there is a time for politics, but I think Tanveer, this is not the time for politics. We have, and the reason I am placing this hashtag today tough action works is because, viewers, a single day lost, a single day that any member, tablighi or otherwise, a single day anyone does not reveal the fact that they are possibly positive or infected, they are infecting hundreds of people. Now we can't risk that, Tanveer. Therefore, you need to give me a non-political answer to this non-political question.
Arnab, absolutely no question of yours is non-political. It has to be answered. It is completely non-political as well as non-politically. Firstly, when you said tough actions, tough measures. Firstly, when you said tough actions, tough measures, everybody in this country is really standing. I think today you are painting Mr. Yogi Adityanath's picture equivalent to Mr. Hitler, but anyway, we will talk about that.
I'm really sorry.
Later.
What is Hitlerish about taking tough measures in Uttar Pradesh? I'm sorry, but you know, your casual use of words at a time of national crisis like this are absolutely inappropriate.
Hitler-like action for Tanveer. Oh, come on, come on.
Arnab,
a tough action for Yogi Adityanath against Corona is a Hitler-like action. We need a Hitler.
No, I want Rajiv Rudy to come on this because I don't hear your audio. One second. Rajiv Rudy, you know, I feel these kind of words. I'm sorry, I did not want to intervene.
It's amazing.
No, I did not want to intervene, but Mr. Tanveer, you made it political. I didn't. Rajiv Rudy has a right to respond as a BJP spokesperson. Yes, Mr. Rudy.
Now, you see, if the Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh or the Chief Minister of Himachal Pradesh or the Chief Minister of Assam, can he keep quiet, please? Can he keep quiet, please? Make it pleasant for everyone to hear. Now, if the Chief Minister of the three states who have their own sovereign authority and they have the right under the Constitution, and these are laws made in this country, if they're talking about particular law being invoked to handle a situation, it is not an illegal action. And mind it, please, for God's sake, a state which is run by a chief minister who has a population of 200 million people to take care, the word which you use is absolutely despicable. You should not vitiate the discussions by throwing away a word and then thinking that things will be all right. I'm absolutely disturbed at the way with this gentleman, I don't know his name, has called Mr. Yogi something. So please abstain from talking like that. Otherwise we can be as brash as you are. Otherwise we can be as brash as you are. Don't speak rubbish when you are a respectable channel Rudy, and you have a respectable audience. Please be respectable to the people whom you address. You can speak anything which you want. You can speak anything and you can throw away anything. Come on,
Tanveer. A couple of questions, Mr. Rudy.
So,
can you answer some questions?
I just wanted to guide you on that. So please use right words. And if you run out of words, please move out of the channel. And if you run out of the words, please leave the channel. You don't have a respect for a chief minister. You don't have a respect for a democratic setup. If you don't have words in your mouth, then quit.
Nobody to tell me, sir. You're absolutely nobody to tell me, Mr. Rudy. You're absolutely nobody.
The people would be saying exactly, the whole country would be saying exactly what I'm saying.
Okay, Tanveer, can I bring you back to the subject if I can? I said a non-political debate. No, 1 minute. Okay. Let me explain, Mr. Rudy and Tanveer. Let me elaborate on the point so that this is not seen to be political. Can I elaborate on the point? May I please intervene, gentlemen? 1 second. Mr. Gentleman, can I intervene? Can I intervene? Mr. Rudy, can I intervene? Allow me here. You see, I am telling you what I mean today when I say non-political, because
nobody is going to question
Tanveer, please understand the gravity of the situation. Tanveer, the reason, Tanveer, I'll give you time, but this is not appropriate. Tanveer, when I mention your name 3 times, Tanveer, when I'm mentioning your name a 4th and 5th time, you need to listen to me. Please listen to me. Listen, Tanveer, we are not in pleasant times. Let's first understand the times that we are in today. And I think Mr. Rudy is right when he's saying today, let's not just talk over each other. Let's be collaborators and not enemies. We are not enemies, okay? Now, a question here is this. I am openly praising today the government of Kerala. The government of Kerala, I'm telling you, Pinarayi Vijayan, left government, has done a brilliant job. And I cannot admire more the government of Kerala, the people of Kerala, and the authorities of Kerala. They've done a stunning job, because in Kerala, after the government passed an ordinance, they had the courage, and the people of Kerala supported the government. They passed an ordinance calling for strict restrictive action. And the state is today beginning to flatten its curve slowly. Only 13 to some odd cases, I'll give you the exact number, being reported every day in the last 3 days. Now, what happens is, I will then say, but why is this not happening in Andhra Pradesh? Because Andhra Pradesh, you have to go tough on these tabligis or anyone. Tablighi, non-tablighi, I'm telling you, you find an RSS guy who is violating the rules, catch him by the collar. Don't spare anyone. You know, in Gujarat, I'll give you one more example and then I rest my case. Manasvi, you're from Gujarat. Tell me, they have employed the ATS to track tablighi cases or not? On 31st March.
There was no need for you to see people with the prism of their religion. I don't understand.
There is no religion angle at all. I don't know whether you are color blind. Where is the religion angle?
There is no religion.
Yes, no, Manasvi. This is your last resort argument. Manasvi can debate this religion rubbish. There is no religion angle in this. It's about the country. Manasvi is debating with.
There is no religion. There is no religion. There is no religion. There cannot be any religion. If we question this as Corona as a religious fight, we are mistaking and we are confusing the humanity of India. Someone is doing good. If Yogi Adityanath is doing good, if Kerala government is doing good, if we have a Bhilwara model which is excellent, we should praise them. And we should question why tablighis have not come out. This is a fact. It is not created by Arnab or anyone. It is not a right-wing created fact. It's a fact and we should accept it. And on the contrary, questioning anyone, we should support the government and the tablighis that come out, we'll support you. It does not serve any purpose.
There are hundreds of sides. You're not looking at all those sides. You're only focusing on one side, and that is why Arnab was saying this. That we should also look at, we should also identify and be harsh with anyone who is also an RSS.
There is a spike because of tablighi markers.
You talk about them as a people.
This is a factual proposition.
Identify them either with RSS or with tablighi.
I can criticize the government 100 times, but the government, this is not the time. March, April, May, June may not be the time for we should have political debates or religious or communal debates. It's time for all of us to join hand in hand and come out as a union, as Indians. As Indians, you can catch a Hindu guy or a Hindu Mahasabha guy or a RSS guy if he's violating.
Catch anyone.
Because some people,
catch anyone,
all the Muslims are violating. Tablighi markers, people are violating. We should question them. Why are we denying them? These are factual propositions.
Is whether the government is testing enough people.
It's about the country.
Are we testing enough number of people to identify hotspots? How are you going to identify hotspots? Only if you conduct adequate number of tests.
I tell you one thing. 1 minute. May I please request you, Tausif, to Tausif, may I intervene, please? Tausif, may I intervene? May I intervene? I'm asking for something I never ask. For the first time in my life, I'm asking guests whether I can intervene. I'm requesting you so that because we are on difficult links, we are connected to the country. Massive numbers of people are watching our debates to be informed. I am simply, viewers, we are trying to build a national consensus. The national consensus has to be for tough action. I'll give you one example, Tausif, if it pacifies you. As of now, while I'm doing this, my news desk told me, and I just got it on my earpiece, they said that one case has been found in Sector 8 Noida. Okay? In Sector 8 Noida. It's apparently related to tablighis. And in Sector 8 Noida, this happened in a slum area. And 200 people have been picked up and taken into quarantine. Now, my question is, and I want Abhijit to come in, then I'll go back to Rajiv Rudy. My debate point is, if 200 people have been taken into quarantine in Sector 8 Noida because one person connected to tablighi has been found, are you going to tell me it is communal? I think it is most secular. It is the most secular thing you can do to save people in our country. Where is the communal angle? Abhijit, I need you to come in on this. Abhijit.
There is nothing communal about it. We need to listen. The point here is very simple. Has Yogi gone after everybody irrespective of their religion? Yes. Has he said it is only being applied to a certain community? No. He is basically going after absolutely everybody who has broken the law. This is the same thing that has happened in Bhilwara. In fact, you have both these people who have come out and said, including Rohit Kumar, I think he's the DM of Bhilwara, who's come out and said everybody is a citizen. We are going to, can you hear me?
Louder.
Everybody is a citizen. We are going to basically go after everybody for attempted murder unless you come and report yourself. You have got nothing to worry about. All you're going into is quarantine. And I can honestly tell you, quarantine isn't half as bad as people make it out to be. You're doing it for your own safety. We are helping you help the people you love.
Event in
you are passing the infection on to your own here and
Tausif, I'll have to get Rajiv Rudy back on the debate. One minute. Just don't speak over each other. Rajiv Rudy, I need to understand this. If we are going to go in for tough action, we have to first understand tough action is for all. Is anybody saying that a Hindu will not be subject to tough action? Out of the 200 people quarantined in Uttar Pradesh, is Yogi saying that if you're a Hindu, you will not be quarantined? Of course you'll be quarantined. It applies to all, you, me, everyone. And Gujarat example, which I could not complete, Rajiv. 1 minute, please. Gujarat employed the anti-terror squad to track Tablighi cases.
200 people.
Please understand, the moment you do things like this, then the message goes home that you can't take the law for granted.
Do we have that they are not affected by corona?
There has to be fear if we are going to fight this among lawbreakers. Rajiv, the only point I'm making is if there's no fear among lawbreakers at this time, we will not be able to manage this. There was fear among lawbreakers in China. That's why China has not a single death today. There is no fear in New York, which is why the number of deaths in New York is rising by the thousands. Rajiv Rudy.
Arnab rightly said, and I was slightly upset when someone called a state chief minister a Hitler, but we move further because I don't want him to apologize. The nation has watched him. The second point is, you see, if someone is carrying a bomb, I know that this is an X person or a Y person and he's hiding with a bomb somewhere. And his time ticking because he might kill many people. What does the state do? First, he requests that please surrender, please come out. Come to the law, we'll protect you, we give you all offers. When he does not recognize this appeal, then the government knows that there is a time bomb ticking somewhere. And that has been proven otherwise. It could be anyone, it could be a terrorist of any order, it could be an individual. This corona is a time bomb. It is with an individual who is ready to explode. And he can do it worse because it's not visible. Exactly. The only way the government can do it is track them down. There were 9,000 people here. And out of the 9,000 people, 4,000 people, and there are notices been served, telephone numbers circulated. They are under a watch. And this is a process of appeal. And I think last 4 days, all leaders on all television channels, including the TV journalists, have been appealing. The government has been, please come, we are going to treat you. What is the problem there? Where is the community? It could have been anyone. It could have been any congregation anywhere in the country, and which could have been this. We would have done exactly the same. The state governments would have responded.
But you know what we are heading towards.
So there should be a persuasion. There should be a softer side as long as you are submitting yourself. But there should be a very harsher side if you find a suicide bomber lurking in your vicinity, and that cannot be accepted by any state.
You see, Tanveer, you're in a hurry to respond, so please do. And then I'll come in with the most relevant point, which is the Bhilwara model. Tanveer, I am asking, before we make it political, I need to get Dr. Subramaniam Swaminathan, who's listening on to this. 1 minute. Dr. Subramaniam Swaminathan, I need to bring you in as the medical view in this, because these are not only political debates. I need to get you in, and we need to listen to the doctor. Dr. Swaminathan, everybody is saying, Bhilwara model, Bhilwara model, Bhilwara model. The Bhilwara model was absolutely one of ruthless containment. Was it not? Not even a single case in the last 1 week. You know, week back we thought Bhilwara will become the Wuhan of India. Today, Bhilwara has not seen a single case. But that's a full curfew. That is complete containment. Are people going to be willing to do this? As a doctor, as an infectious diseases expert, I want you to tell all the viewers of my program tonight why only and only tough action, complete containment is the answer.
See, I think it's a very complicated issue. First, let me congratulate the people who brought the problem in Bhilwara under control. It's a Herculean task. It's a Himalaya they had to climb. And congratulations for being able to do that. It's not something that you guys can understand sitting in your living room looking at a TV. It was a heck of a lot of logistics, a lot of planning, and very efficient ground service. It's not easy. South Korea is one place where they have been able to contain an outbreak like that. China did it by, draconian measures. If Bhilwara has been able to do that, excellent, more power to them. My concern is, if the situation is spiraling out of control, how many Bhilwaras can we set up? I need to make a comment here. I've been listening to what everybody has been saying about liberties and all that. 10 to 12% of the people who die are doctors and nurses in the intensive care. I have worked in the US. I have seen some of my colleagues pass away due to this. I promise you, we guys have more of a leg in this than any of you do. And my concern is we are having people coming in and lying about their exposure. People and doctors and nurses are being exposed during emergency surgeries. We are not talking about COVID-related work. They come in for, say, a heart attack or an orthopedic fracture, and they lie about their travel history and their exposure. And 3 days later, it comes out. If somebody dies, and there's a risk of this, serious risk of this, who's going to be held culpable? Where is the humanity? Why should my colleagues and I and all our nurses and who not put ourselves at risk when our lives are not being respected? I request you to please think of it from that angle. Our lives matter. We can't be here forever at this rate. I promise you the country will pay a much higher price for people's stupidity, or whichever you call it. I'm sorry if the word is very inappropriate.
No, please go ahead. We need to be candid now.
But please understand that the price that the healthcare is going to pay for all these, personal liberties and all these words that you're using is going to be very heavy. 10 to 12%, chiefs, 10 to 12%. Don't let that let you sleep well at night. Please don't. It should keep you up. So I'm worried I'm going to lose colleagues.
Since you're being so straightforward and candid, I really appreciate that. And let me tell you, Dr. Swaminathan, I think that you need to talk like that for people to understand what we are dealing with. 10 to 20% of all the people are doctors and nurses who die. Second statistic, it is not only people who come with COVID who pass on the infection. In the hospital in Mumbai, where more than 40-50 nurses and doctors have been infected, which had to become a containment area, I'm told Wockhardt Hospital, the person who first brought in the infection was a person who was coming in for an angioplasty, I'm told. It was not even a COVID person. The person who passed on the infection was a person who came in with a heart ailment. So please don't think that only the ENT doctor or pulmonologist you are seeing or referring to is exposed. All doctors and nurses are at the front line of this battle. And since you're being candid, let me ask a couple of questions. I have asked a question for all viewers today. Viewers, Bhilwara model. Okay, let's talk about it, Muralidharan. Rajasthan Additional Chief Secretary Rohit Kumar Singh used the words that Rajiv Rudi used. Repeated. Ruthless containment. Okay, viewers, are you ready? I am asking all the viewers of Republic today. Are you ready to be ruthlessly contained in your homes and societies? Are you ready to be ruthlessly contained to the threshold of your homes? Ruthlessly contained, because I know many of you are breaking the rules. Many of you, I'm asking you, are you ready for ruthless containment? Are you ready for a situation where you will not have any excuses to leave your homes? Because many of you may be looking for it. Are you ready for it? Are you ready for it? I'm asking this question many times to you. Are you ready for a full curfew on you? We all talk about others, Muralidharan. Today in Bhilwara, there was a full curfew. Every city, town, village, no exception, full curfew. Are you ready for all your movement to be stopped? Are you ready? Are you willing to give it up? That is what is the meaning of ruthless if required.
Why not, Arnab?
Are we ready for full geographic quarantine? Which means one person found, full punishment, cluster containment strategy, enhanced active surveillance. I don't want these human rights people then coming, oh, my phone is being followed, my location is being followed. Enhanced active surveillance on you. Are you ready for it? Risk communication.
Yes.
Are you ready to give up your personal liberties for this country?
Yes.
Are you ready? I'm asking you. I'm asking the people of this country. I want Muralidharan to respond. I'm ready. I am ready to give up all my personal liberties for this country's liberty to be maintained. Yes, please, Muralidharan, you tell me, Muralidharan first.
Do we have a choice? Look at the world today. World is praising India for the lockdown. World is looking at India in a different light altogether. World is praising for the model we are enabling, like the 2,500 railway compartments converted into ICUs. This is how the world is looking at. We need to go ahead, move ahead and control this, because the only problem we have today is people not accepting, coming forward and telling them they have a problem. They are hiding, they're switching off their mobile phone. That cannot happen. If they're not going to come on their own, we need to go find them, whichever means it is. We need to get them.
Are we ready? But are we ready?
We know what happened in the Sterlite.
No, then I don't want. No. If we have to be ready for tough action, Tanveer, then tomorrow in Mumbai. No, Tanveer, I'm getting Rajiv Rudy to debate with you. Then in Mumbai, I'll say, if you're going to implement this ruthlessly in Worli, you must implement it ruthlessly in Agripada. If you are going to implement this ruthlessly in Parel, you are going to have to ruthlessly implement it in Dongri and Nagpada also. Ruthless containment, but don't tell me, oh, in my colony, my area, my community, my group, I can do what I want. You can't do. Are you ready to give it all up? In tomorrow, it should apply to Chandni Chowk, it will apply to Jama Masjid area, it will apply to Patharganj. Don't tell me one area it does not apply. You understand what I'm saying? In Kolkata, it will apply to Park Circus, it will apply to Baliganj. Don't tell me it will not apply to Park Circus. It will apply to Park Circus and to Baliganj. Don't tell me any area. You have to implement this ruthlessly. And when I mean ruthlessly, I mean Rajiv Rudy, full penal code. Section 270, 144 of CRPC. Implement it, punish people. This is the time. But are we ready for it? Oh, we want a success story in Bhilwara, but don't come to my home. Why? Why shouldn't we? That's the choice people of this country have to make. Rajiv Rudy.
Absolutely very well spoken. And the choice is me first or not, and it's me first. So that is very candidly been said. The second aspect is, look, the option is there. I'm calling you to treat you, and the effort which I'm making is to treat you, to make your life safe. And even if you feel that it curtails my personal liberty, I would do it because I would do it because it's for you and people around you, your family, your society. So I think, where does this religious thing come anywhere? So it is true. And now if detection has taken place, if people have been detected this particular COVID with
that is when it comes, because you are taking the attention away. You are hijacking the real cause.
I'm only asking if tough action is possible.
This man is crazy. This man is crazy.
What is Rajiv Rudy talking about?
He doesn't understand what he talks. He's talking on a religious fervor. He's talking on a religious fervor. I'm talking about individuals in the society. God help this man. He is crazy.
We're talking about
because he doesn't understand what I say. I'm not talking about any religion.
I'm talking about the China approach. But when we want to implement the China approach in India, everybody begins to complain.
You have to keep that in mind.
My goodness. God help this man.
No, truly, Tausif, you're not understanding. It's a serious discussion.
Why is he going wild? Why is he going crazy? I don't know.
Tanveer wants to say something to you, then I want to...
Even a foreigner who is here, and if he's violating this, we will go after. Even if it's a foreigner, even if he's an ambassador here, even if he's an international person who's staying here and has all the protection, we would act exactly like that. Because
I would Ramdas Athavale also, I want to ask him a question. In joining us now... joining us now... Okay, Tanveer, respond, then Ramdas Athavale is also joining. Yeah, go on. Yeah, go on.
Arnav, absolutely nobody is really running away. Nobody is really saying that we should not take tough measures, tough actions. We need to really take tough actions, tough measures, because we have to contain spreading of this. But if at all you have to learn from anybody, though he's an opposition, you have to learn from Mr. Yediyurappa, who's doing a great job here in Karnataka. If at all there has to be any example, you have to quote Yediyurappa's example as an example, who's doing as a human being.
We don't have a competition among chief ministers going on. We are talking about the bigger issue.
I think all the examples which you have quoted...
No, we are not doing a my chief minister versus your chief minister contest. If he's doing good work, good for him. He's doing his duty. I'm not giving Oscars here.
I'm telling you.
Yeah, the question is tonight, Ramdas Athavale is with me tonight. Ramdas Athavale ji, namaskar. Ramdas Athavale is with me. I want to get all sections, all political parties. Minister for Social Justice and Empowerment, Ramdas Athavale. मिस्टर अठावले, गुड इवनिंग। ये हमने जो बात कर रहे हैं इसमें टफ एक्शन के बारे में, पहली बात है महाराष्ट्र में इतने नंबर बढ़ चुके हैं, अब सब लोग, अठावले जी मेरी आवाज आ रही है आपको? अठावले जी मेरी आवाज आ रही है आपको?
हाँ
जी, रामदास अठावले इज नोन टू स्पीक हिज माइंड इन अ स्ट्रेट वे। रामदास अठावले जी, सब लोग कह रहे हैं टफ एक्शन टफ एक्शन टफ एक्शन। ये टफ एक्शन चाइना जैसा एक्शन नहीं करेंगे, कोरिया जैसा एक्शन नहीं करेंगे तो अमेरिका जैसी सिचुएशन हमारी हो जाएगी। आप जरा खुलकर बोलें, आप ऐसे भी बात खुलकर बोलते हैं। अगर दूसरे देशों से हम नहीं सीखें, अभी लॉकडाउन को एक्सटेंड करना होगा और ज्यादा टफ एक्शन लेना होगा कि नहीं, आप जरा बताइए, नहीं तो कोरोना कैसे जाएगा?
हाँ तो कोरोना को अगर यहाँ से भगाना है तो लोगों को हमको जगाना होगा, और जिस तरह मतलब लॉकडाउन है उसको और भी स्ट्रिक्ट करना पड़ेगा। 14 अप्रैल तक लॉकडाउन का पीरियड है, लेकिन वो और भी मतलब 30 अप्रैल या 3 मई तक बढ़ाना होगा। लोग जो बाहर निकल रहे हैं उनको रोकना होगा, और लोगों ने भी मतलब ध्यान देने की आवश्यकता है कि मैं लोगों को ये बताना चाहता हूँ कि यू टेक एडवाइस फ्रॉम नरेंद्र मोदी। You take advice from Narendra Modi, you don't take advice from Rome, and you stay whole day in your home. You play every day some game, but I say corona virus same, corona virus go. तो मुझे लगता है कि सब लोगों ने अपने घर में रहने की आवश्यकता है, और कोरोना का सामना करने के लिए हमें ताकत से लड़ने की आवश्यकता है।
Let him Which is rhetorics. It's not rhetoric. He's just saying it in a way that people understand. Back again with his rhetorics. ये कहते हैं आपको कि आप ऐसे फजूल में आप बोल रहे हैं। ये कह रहे हैं जो जेडीएस के वहां पे ज्वाइन कर रहे हैं, तनवीर अहमद, वो कह रहे हैं फजूल में बोल रहे हैं। रामदास अठावले जी, आप जरा इनको रिस्पॉन्ड कीजिए।
फजूल का विषय नहीं है, नहीं फजूल का विषय नहीं है ये, तो मतलब यहाँ कोई टिंगल का विषय नहीं है। हम सब लोगों ने सीरियस होना चाहिए, और मैंने 20 फरवरी को कोरोना गो का नारा दिया था, स्लोगन मैंने दिया था। चाइना के एम्बेसडर और मैं गेटवे ऑफ इंडिया मुंबई में हम एक साथ आए थे। नहीं गया आपके गो कोरोना गो कहने से नहीं गया, मगर आज मैं आपसे पूछ रहा हूं, आपने क्या-क्या टफ मेजर्स आया है तो भी कितने इक्विप्ड हैं ये बताइएगा लोगों को। मंत्री जी, आपने गरीबों के पेट में खाना कितना दे रहे हैं वो बताइए मंत्री जी। हम घर के बाहर नहीं निकल रहे हैं। ये जो राइमिंग वर्ड्स है ना, मेरे घर में मैं आपसे सुनो, मेरे घर में ये सुनाने के लिए तो मेरे घर में कम से कम 200-250 लोगों को मैं रोज खाना दे रहा हूँ, जो यहाँ के ऑटो रिक्शा वाले हैं, लेबर है, वॉचमैन है, जिनको खाना नहीं मिल रहा है। मेरे घर में मतलब लॉकडाउन जब तक रहेगा तब तक मैं 200-250 लोगों को रोज खाना दे रहा हूँ। सब लोगों को मैं फोन पर बोल रहा हूँ, और हमारे कार्यकर्ता है, बाकी के लोग भी है, तो मेरे तरफ से हमारी कोशिश चल रही है। सबने, मुझे लगता है कि एक दूसरे पर टिक्का टिप्पणी ना करते हुए हम सब लोगों ने अपनी अपनी जिम्मेदारी निभानी है। और मुझे मालूम है कि कोरोना गो बोलने से कोरोना जाएगा नहीं, उसके लिए जो स्टेप उठानी है सरकार ने भी उठानी है, लोगों ने भी अपनी जिम्मेदारियां निभानी है।
आपकी बात मैं समझता हूँ, ये ऐसे आपको प्रोवोक कर रहे हैं, जा सकता है वो ऐसे ही प्रोवोक कर रहे हैं। रामदास अठावले जी, इनका काम है हर चीज में पॉलिटिकल डिबेट, ये सोचते हैं पॉलिटिकल डिबेट नहीं है। व्यूअर्स, आई एम आस्किंग यू वंस अगेन, मिस्टर अठावले प्लीज स्टे ऑन। 7 states tonight are in favor of extending the lockdown formally. While the government has not officially declared its decision yet, people ask me what's going to happen. Well, viewers, there are more than enough indication and hints that the center might not just take the decision unilaterally. Of course, extensions will happen, but it will do so either together or by also bringing the state governments in. So each state government will take the decision and the center will support it. Tonight, India is reporting 4,789 coronavirus cases. Why shouldn't there be a nationwide consensus on extending the lockdown?
Seven states which have seen a spike in the coronavirus cases in the last few days are in the favor of extending the lockdown. Maharashtra is the worst affected state with over 1,000 coronavirus cases. Uddhav Thackeray has hinted at withdrawal of lockdown, but in a phased manner. Mumbai itself has reported over 100 cases in the last 24 hours, taking the Mumbai toll to over 640 cases.
On day 14, Maharashtra taking no chances whatsoever, giving you an idea of what could happen if the lockdown is extended. Maharashtra is totally for extension. The health minister hinted that the manner in which people were behaving, coming out in large numbers, seemed like that was the only alternative.
Uttar Pradesh is also in favour of extending the lockdown. 53% of the total number of cases are related to the Markaz gathering.
90% cases have been reported are of those who attended Jamaat. So Jamaat has become a big reason, a big headache for the UP government as the number of cases are increasing day by day. As the administration said that lockdown can be continued, as they are not sure whether they will be able to remove the lockdown on April 14 as there are a number of cases rising rapidly in Uttar Pradesh.
Madhya Pradesh, which has over 200 COVID positive cases, is also ready to extend the lockdown.
जनता की जिंदगी ज्यादा जरूरी है. लॉकडाउन सह लेंगे, अर्थव्यवस्था बाद में भी खड़ी कर लेंगे, लेकिन लोगों की जिंदगी चली गई तो वापस कैसे लाएंगे?
Telangana Chief Minister has already requested Prime Minister Narendra Modi to do the same. His state is reporting over 360 coronavirus cases. 47% of the cases are linked to Markaz attendees.
I appeal to the Honorable Prime Minister, the Government of India, please extend the lockdown without any hesitation. Consult everybody, consult every Chief Minister, have a video conference with the entire country, but take a conscious decision because we have no other weapon in India to contain this disease, this dreadful virus.
Globally, countries like Spain, Greece, Philippines and Italy have extended the lockdown to contain the spread of the virus. Is India ready to do the same? Let's debate.
And the lockdown extension is inevitable. If you support it, the hashtag is #IBackLockdown. We'll keep it going. P. Chengal Reddy is a farmers activist. He's there from Hyderabad. He can tell us about what concern farmers have about in a lockdown situation. Do you support the extension of the lockdown? Mr. Chengal Reddy from Hyderabad. Yes, Mr. Reddy, if you can hear me, do you support the extension of the lockdown? Mr. Reddy, if you can hear me, do you support the extension of the lockdown? I don't think I can hear him. Okay, I want to restart the subject. What is the state of the lockdown right now? Rajasthan is saying withdrawal can be phased. Bihar is yet to decide. UP says not a single case remains. No chance if a single case remains. What's the better thing to do? Dr. Swaminathan, let me get you in on this. Madhya Pradesh says it will extend if needed. But what I'm seeing here, Mr. Dr. Swaminathan, is no uniformity in the position. Everybody, Dr. Swaminathan, is taking their own independent view. Can we afford for each state to have its own independent view on this?
That's unfortunate, isn't it? The problem is health is a state subject. It's not a central subject. Disaster management and pandemic management should be a central subject. Why we don't have it, I don't know. I'm told that in the 50s there was a paper being floated to make a pandemic preparedness or a disaster preparedness at the center, but somehow it got scuttled. This was 60 years ago. I wasn't alive at that time, so I wouldn't know. The US has the Federal Disaster Management Program. And let's see who is running point in that. It's Anthony Fauci.
Louder,
His ratings are much higher than even the president. He is the most respected person who gives guidance on public health and infectious disease aspects. My first question is, who's the quarterback? The second question is, without proper data, we can't say one way or another. See, while lockdown sounds like a good idea, and I think it has served a purpose, continued lockdown also comes at a great cost. And second, it may not necessarily be required in all parts of the country. It probably is required in some areas. But we need to look at data. We need public health experts to guide this, to identify where are the hotspots, where is there ongoing transmission, how do we need to control. Look at the Bhilwara model.
Protect any hotspot, for example, if travel continues unimpeded, how can you ensure that any area that, for example, even Bhilwara today may not have a single case, but tomorrow if there is free movement elsewhere in Rajasthan, there's no guarantee Bhilwara won't be reinfected again.
Are you ready for the truth? Mr. Goswami, this is inevitable. I'm sorry to say this, but this is a global phenomenon. China is now facing that. It's coming back from other areas. You cannot, by brute force, eliminate this virus. That option went out of the world a long time ago. what we are progressing towards is herd immunity. Now, how we get to herd immunity and how we can mitigate the disaster is what we need to discuss. Let's start talking about making the virus go away. It's not going to go. We are deluding ourselves by saying we can make the virus go away. How? It's all over the world.
Then what's the solution? Are you saying we're ready? No, one second. Are we ready for 1 minute? I don't understand. Are we ready for a situation? You're saying there is no exit strategy for the virus. I'm aware the only exit strategy is a vaccine. The vaccine is some time away. Okay, I'll talk about that later. The question right now is, you have to flatten the curve. If you don't flatten the curve now, if you're going to be restless about taking away the lockdown, then when it comes back, it will come back to hit you in a way that may be unimaginable. Even today, we are unable to deal with it. Tomorrow, 5-6% of cases require ICU treatment in a country like India. We don't have the facilities. It's going to be chaos.
Mr. Goswami, that's nice to hear, but here's the point. The point is, yes, we want to flatten the curve, but we can't remain on lockdown indefinitely. All I'm saying is, a lockdown is fine, provided we have metrics in place to identify where we need to do it, how long we need to do it, and how we are going to go about doing it. I'm not saying don't do the
lockdown.
But
you just said there is no guarantee. One second. But you just said there is no guarantee that any area will be safe. So that contradicts your earlier position, which you said that we can do it in parts and phases. I don't think we can do it in parts and phases. I don't think we can do it in Telangana but not do it in Karnataka. I don't think we can do it in Assam but not in Tripura. It doesn't work like that.
See, you are hoping for a very simplistic argument. This is a very complicated epidemiological point, and to have it being reduced to a very simplistic argument is probably not very
give me another option. One second. I'm not being simplistic about it, Dr. Swaminathan. Country after country, lockdown is the only way. You are giving me the example, you're talking like the way the people do in America, that is not the only way, but I'd rather think that the only success we've seen is China. And in China, lockdown was the only way. When it has reported zero new COVID-19 cases, you are saying it's going to come back. 1 second. You're saying it's going to come back, so you don't believe completely in a lockdown. But let me tell you, give me the other example of Singapore. In Singapore, it had not implemented the lockdown earlier. It has now announced a lockdown after it got a rise in cases. Same argument that epidemiologists gave some time back. No, pull it back. Now they've implemented the lockdown again. No, 1 minute. Let me give you the example of New Zealand. New Zealand, which has been under strict lockdown since 25th March, has limited its numbers to 1,000 cases. So there is no epidemiological argument that is better than the lockdown argument. One more example for you. Japan, there was no lockdown implemented, right, till now. Now you know what they've had to do? They have had to declare a state of national emergency.
No, Mr. Goswami,
it has become far more serious than even people in Japan thought. So unless we have a better option than the lockdown, I think we'll have to believe in it. And the more problem is that if people start disbelieving in the lockdown right now, the other danger of your argument is they're going to have a half-hearted implementation of the lockdown even now if the people begin to believe, you cannot have a half-hearted implementation of a lockdown, can you?
Absolutely not what I said. See, if epidemiologically further lockdown is the logical way of controlling it, all I'm saying is, yes, it will flatten the curve. There's no question about it. But getting to 65% herd immunity is what the final endpoint is. You can't change that. I can't change that. Epidemiologists
you are looking at the 65% herd immunity argument which was put in the United Kingdom, which is why they delayed the lockdown so much. And that's the country where they kept giving this national scientific advisor, kept giving this whole argument of herd immunity. But the herd immunity comes at a massive human cost. We cannot risk so many lives. In a country like 1.3 billion, if you're telling me 60 to 65%, which is what is required to gain that herd immunity argument, you are saying that 600 million Indians will have to be infected for us to get the herd immunity. I'm saying we have to just lock down. Our economy will recover. No. Our economy will recover at some point.
That's exactly what happened with influenza 10 years ago in every part of the world. 40% is the
This is not the influenza, Dr. Swaminathan. This is not the influenza. This is not the influenza. This is not the influenza. I know you're the expert, not me, but this is not the influenza. If it was the influenza, we would have had a vaccine by now. We would have had something to deal with by now. This is not something that medically we have a solution to.
See, vaccine will come. The vaccine will come. But it's going to take time. Remember, influenza, at least we had an advantage in that we've been dealing with influenza for a long time, so we knew how to make a vaccine. The new variety, the H1 strain, was slightly different. So to engineer,
I think you and I will have to have a longer debate on this one because I'm running short of time. I want to ask रामदास अठावले जी. रामदास अठावले जी, देखिए मुझे एक सवाल आपको करना है. रामदास अठावले, बात यह है, ये पॉलिटिकल डिसीजन, क्या इसको लेने के लिए जिस हिम्मत की जरूरत है, जो हिम्मत डोनाल्ड ट्रंप में नहीं है और नहीं थी, अभी भी नहीं है. ये डोनाल्ड ट्रंप में हिम्मत नहीं है कि अमेरिका में लॉकडाउन करें. उनको आर्थिक विषयों पर ज्यादा चिंता है. हमारे में अगर ये लंबा खींचना पड़े, कितना लंबा खींच सकता है और क्या ये करना जरूरी हो सकता है, और उस पर आप मैनेज कर पाएंगे सिचुएशन को, स्थिति को, अर्थव्यवस्था को, मेडिकल सिचुएशन को, समाज को.
हाँ, तो जो सवाल आपने किया है बात सही है कि बहुत ज़्यादा दिन लॉकडाउन रहने से मजदूर है और लेबर है या बाकी के लोग है, इकोनॉमी है, पूरी डाउन हो जाती है. लेकिन अभी लोगों की जान बच जाएगी तो बाद में इकोनॉमी डेवलप हो जाएगी. लेकिन अगर हम मर जाएंगे तो इकोनॉमी का क्या मतलब है. तो इसीलिए लॉकडाउन नहीं होता था तो अपने देश में हजारों की संख्या में और भी ज़्यादा केसेस बढ़ती थी. लेकिन नरेंद्र मोदी जी ने हिम्मत से निर्णय ले लिया और इकोनॉमिकली हम नीचे जाएंगे, उनको मालूम है, सबको मालूम है. तो लेकिन मुझे लगता है कि लॉकडाउन और भी बढ़ाने की आवश्यकता है क्योंकि अभी केसेस ज़्यादा बढ़ रही है. उसको अगर रोकना है तो लॉकडाउन और कुछ दिन के लिए रखना होगा और लोगों की खाने पीने की व्यवस्था के लिए सरकार ने 1,70,000 करोड़ रुपया अपने मतलब लोगों के लिए मतलब पैसे अनाउंस कर दिए हैं. 15,000 करोड़ रुपए दवा पानी के लिए अनाउंस कर दिए हैं और बाकी भी बहुत सारी फैसिलिटीज लोगों को दी जा रही है. मुझे लगता है कि बहुत ज़्यादा लॉकडाउन नहीं, लेकिन और कुछ दिन के लिए, 15-20 दिन के लिए और लॉकडाउन होना चाहिए, ऐसा मेरा कहना है. और तब तक केसेस बहुत कंट्रोल में आ सकती है. और लोगों को मेरा निवेदन है कि आप मत आइए रोड पर. मैं सभी लोगों को बताना चाहता हूं कि आप मत आइए रोड पर. मैं सभी लोगों को बताना चाहता हूं कि आप मत आइए रोड पर. मैं विनती करता हूं आपको हाथ जोड़कर. हम अभी है गंभीर मोड़ पर, फिर क्यों आ रहे हो आप रोड पर. तो लोगों ने रोड पर नहीं आना चाहिए, घर में रहो और जीवनावश्यक वस्तुओं के लिए एक आध आदमी जाओ, वहाँ भीड़ मत करो. ये कोरोना वायरस बहुत बड़ा डेंजर है, खतरनाक है और इसीलिए हम सब लोगों ने घर में रहना चाहिए. ऐसा मेरा सभी लोगों को निवेदन है.
रामदास अठावले जी, बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद. I think I'll have a longer discussion on the lockdown extension very soon. It's inevitable. I'd say right now, viewers, there is going to be an extension. Let's, you know, there are three words that describe what I would like to say. There is going to be an extension, ladies and gentlemen. The only way to understand is one thing, Tanveer. Let's deal with it. The immediate solution is a lockdown extension. And let's hope all the clinical trials and human trials, whatever's got to be done for the vaccine happens quicker. And we have a vaccine which is the only long-term solution. Ladies and gentlemen, stay healthy, stay strong, and stay connected with Republic. I'll see you tomorrow evening. This is where we stand right now. Remember, it's not as steep as it was between 6th and 7th as it was between 5th and 6th. Is that a sliver of hope? Well, we're testing a lot. So if the curve is looking a little flat when we're testing a lot, it's not bad news. I'll see you tomorrow at 9. It's a privilege bringing the news to you. Good night and goodbye.